Hello Aquarius, thanks for joining me in this video. 5-card tarot for the sign of Aquarius. This is of course January 2020, but this is my kick-off Aquarius reading for the year. It's the first Aquarius tarot spread I've done in 2020, so we're setting the scene for the rest of not just 2020 but the whole of the future actually, because in astrology and just in the general laws of physics at the moment, the whole solar system is moving into a new part of space, a part of space where we're less protected by magnetic fields than we used to be. So a part of space where we can really express our true selves. We've been saying for so many years, you create your own destiny, etc., etc. And now is the time. 2020 is the time when the whole planet, the whole solar system, in fact, and the whole universe gets closely in step with that. So what have we got now? I've got the Tarot in Wonderland deck, which seems to be very popular, and I thoroughly enjoy using it. So I'm having a shuffle and saying, let's have the first card, please, in a 5-card spread in this reading for the sign of Aquarius as we go into 2020. And what have we got for a first card? It is the Knight of Wands. Here he is. Now then, this character, really there are two sides to him. There are two sides to what he can do for you anyway. He's a very self-centered kind of a character. We're looking at Leo energy because, of course, he is the lion. But really being being a wand card, he is very closely in with all the fire signs, Sagittarius and Aries in the picture as well. We've got a clear blue sky of truth, but he seems to be blocking it out a bit. And that's because he's going to go hell for leather for what he wants. The horse is charging there, and he may not just stop and change his mind to do whatever you want. Now, you've got to think, if this is a relationship, this is really, really important, actually. If this is a masculine energy, which is really trying to make you go in a direction that you're not happy with, if you're really not interested in helping him achieve his goals, then you need to keep your head down. And keeping your head down ought to work because the Knight of Wands does have a very short attention span, and the chances are he'll move on fairly quickly into what for him are pastures new but might not be where you actually want to go. If, on the other hand, you're in sync with this energy, and you'll know this energy by just what it feels like around you. If you really want to be taken somewhere new, and you really, you understand where the Knight of Wands is going and you actually want to go with him, then he's going to help you make super fast progress. It's no less progress, really, if you decide to keep your head down. Just let him get on with it, because he will move on to new things. Because that will actually remove restrictions from you and allow you to breathe. So it's really up to you. There's a choice to make here, Aquarius, and it's quite an important choice as well, because this is the first card in the reading. If we get this one right, then the rest of the things are going to flow nice and smoothly. So, do you want to go with the flow of the Knight of Wands here, or do you actually want to go with your own flow? I would always say, actually, go with your own flow and the flow that really appeals to you, that's taking you where you want to be. And I would only go with this character, Aquarius, if he's going where you want to be as well. So do think about that, because look at the energy of that horse. He is really going to be getting things done tonight. He's got the wands there, which is all about progress, all about making things happen and getting things done. So make sure that you're facing the right way, and the right way is the way you want to be facing, okay? Whatever's in your heart, whatever you actually desire in terms of going forward, is the product of some kind of divine inspiration in your life, and it has something to do with your own life plan and your own life purpose. And you do need to keep going with that, most particularly if you feel that you're a bit useless and you might as well go along with someone else. That's when you really need to focus in on who you are and why you're here, and try to make sense of that. As we go through the reading, we'll make some more sense of what might be holding you back and what might be driving you forward, and just generally speaking, what's going on around you. Okay, so I'm in shuffle mode again, and I'm saying let's have a second card, please, in this reading for the sign of Aquarius. The cards are not easily behaving themselves. They're going all over the place. There we are. We'll get one in a second. Here we are. What have we got now, then? It's number 20. It's the Major Arcana, and it's the Judgment card. Now then, divine judgment by the look of it, because the trumpet is being blown right up there in the heavens. But here's an interesting thing, you see. People who believe in God often believe that God is within us. And that's what this card is about, really, because it's really a matter of getting straight with your own higher self about where you want to be and where you want to go. So it's really part of the decision making around the Knight of Wands that we've just seen there. Okay, these three characters all dressed in green, showing that nature is what it's all about, and that's your own human nature. Green is also a healing colour, of course, and that is inherent in this card as well, because any kind of spiritual healing is going to play into your own mind and work with your own mind and your own self, and it should be in tune with the lower heart chakra as well, which is another green one. But we see we've got playing card symbols on these characters, and that suggests that there is actually a game afoot. So where do you actually stand in the game? What about the Knight of Wands again there? That's really an important one to think about. There's an element of justice in this card, but it isn't the justice card. But, you know, get justice for yourself. That's what it's important to use your judgment for here. Okay, it is a call from above, it is a call from the universe, certainly, but it's a call to be yourself. That's what really matters. We've got the green of healing there. I can see some purple shades in this of healing as well. But everything's a bit blurred, everything's a bit confused. So this is what you need to be thinking about, okay? Now look at the heart on the trumpet that hair is blowing there. And that heart and the two hearts, well, there's a lot of hearts actually. Let's bring the card up a bit closer. It's all hearts with the hair who's blowing the trumpet. And it's what happens in here, in your own heart, as well as in your own mind, that really matters, because that's what the journey is about. We come here to be ourselves, you know. Everything is written in a plan before we ever come to this earth, and it's a plan that we sign up to, otherwise we wouldn't be here in the form we're in. Anyway, that's number 20, nice round number, and it's major arcana, so it's very close to the heart, and it's really an important thing in your journey. That Knight of Wands could take you anywhere, really, so do think carefully about him, really do. And if you're not going in the same direction, you know, it would be like if you were going to catch a bus or a train or a plane to somewhere, and you know, that bus, plane or train wasn't actually there, so you just got on a different one and went somewhere you didn't want to go. What's the point of that? Make sure you're headed in the right direction. And the Judgment card is an invitation to really look deep within your own higher chakras, your own higher self, and everything you believe about God, angels, and the universe. Call on the angels for help if that one's difficult. I get a feeling this is quite difficult for Aquarians to actually be able to follow this path, but it really is the path to higher being of yourself, you know, to being yourself in a better, happier, more rewarding way, and that is the way to be able to give better energy out to the rest of the universe and to the people around you as well. And we're surrounded by the people we've got around us because they're all part of nature as well. They're all part of the plan. The Taoists say that everyone we meet in this world we will know for 10,000 years, or may already have known for 10,000 years. But, you know, even someone you just see for 2 minutes, a shopkeeper or something, when you just quickly buy something, you might never go there again. But that shopkeeper was meant to be there that day on your path, and you guys have known each other for 10,000 years, which is the Taoist way of saying a very, very long time indeed. So we're all closely knitted together. We're all closely related. So I'm shuffling now and asking, let's have the cup, which is going to be the heart of the matter in this 5-card spread for the sign of Aquarius as we go forward into 2020. And what have we got? We've got the 5 of Cups. Now, this is it's a card that comes in at a time of difficulty. It's actually not such a difficult card in itself because it really does begin to bring answers. Now, in the Suit of Cups, of course, we've been through the stage of bereavement, really, with the 4 of Cups. And now this is moving forward from that. And so how do you deal with it? It's not so much about the grief that we get in the 4 of Cups, but it is around the bereavement process, and it's about moving on. Now, if this is someone around you who's passed away, I'm very sorry for your loss. But even if not, there's a loss that's gone on somewhere, Aquarius, and it's getting in the way of positive thinking. And it's because of that, it's getting in the way of actually making progress forward as fast as you'd like to and as successfully as you'd like to. We've got a chessboard kind of pattern on the floor there, and so there is something of a game going on. And Alice is just not aware of the 2 cups that are absolutely full that are on the floor there, that are showing so much positivity. She's too busy trying to reach up to the cups which are spilled on the table. And as we know, she's never actually going to be able to reach those 3 cups and put the liquid back in. You know what I mean? You can't put the spilt milk back in the bottle. There's no point crying over spilt milk, as the saying goes. And there's no point crying over the hopes and dreams that have spilled out of those 3 cups. You just got to work with the 2 cups you've got and get on with that, because as you work with those, that positive energy will come in, and whatever you've got in those 2 cups, whatever your longings and desires are, those are the ones that you're meant to be left with, and those are the ones that will multiply if you work on them. Life will never be the same again, that's the bottom line, and that actually is part of the judgment card's meaning as well, really, because when you get in touch with your true desires, some things are going to get left behind, leaving behind what no longer serves you. And those 3 cups on the table there are, well, whether she wants them to or not, those 3 cups are never going to serve Alice again. So that, my friends, is the heart of the matter. And, you know, that's why it's so important not to just go along willy-nilly with the Knight of Wands energy and just see where you end up. I'm not trying to be, you know, a strict disciplinarian type here or anything like that. And I'm not calling on you to be disciplinarian over yourself, but be strictly in tune with what you want to be in tune with. That's what really matters. We have these wants, we have these needs for a reason. It's who we are and it's what we're about. Okay. So I'm shuffling again and saying let's have the 4th card in this 5-card spread for the sign of Aquarius in January 2020, looking ahead to the rest of 2020. We've seen where we are now. Where are we going? Card number 4, please. And what have we? We have the King of Cups. Now then, he is actually a very compassionate character, as strict as he is. So we've got that strictness that I was thinking about a second ago. It's actually come in here. But this character can be a really great help, and he may be a bit too strict, and you may need to exercise your own feelings and your own judgments in how you deal with him. He is all at sea, it's stormy waters, and you don't really want to be all at sea in stormy waters, Aquarius, let's face it, because you know, it is kind of a watery energy, and in some ways that is in tune with yourselves, and that's the way you are. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But he's looking longingly at the cup there, so he does understand the quest that people are on to make their own heart's desire become a reality and a real thing and something that actually works and functions in life. He's also got a spread of cards fanning out in his other hand, so there's nothing wrong with looking for inspiration in tarot readings. Maybe reading cards for yourself would be a good thing to do at this stage of things, because everything is just not decided at this point. That's the bottom line. As much as he's on the throne, he is all at sea. And you know, I sometimes on Facebook, and do join me on the Twig Brother Facebook page, by the way, if you haven't yet, I tend to put up pick a card type readings every weekend. And actually, there's going to be a big pick a card reading with a subscriber giveaway coming up tomorrow here on YouTube. That will be Friday, not sure what day that's going to be, 14th, 15th, Friday the 17th. Of January 2020. I'm going to do a pick a card reading with a subscriber giveaway. But anyway, yes, I digress. I do these pick a card readings on Facebook every week. And people, you know, are really usually very surprised at how accurate the card is that they've picked. And that's not because of my abilities or skills. It's something I pray for, certainly. But that actually proves to people that you can pick your own cards and they will make sense. You know, everything that we do in that way is guided. So think of the cards found out in the King of Cups' hand there, and think that, you know, when you're picking one of those cards, your hand will be guided, your mind and your eye will be guided, and you will find a positive way forward. It's just got to happen. There are slanted clouds in the sky. So at this stage of the reading, things just are not really, really dead easy. You know, the waters are bubbling up around the king as well there. But he is the king, he is on top, and so he is going to win, because that's the kind of energy he's got. That's the kind of thing he's dealing with. Okay, let's move towards an outcome card, please. I'm shuffling and asking my guides and my deck, please tell us more. Tell us the outcome card in this reading for the sign of Aquarius in 2020. Where are we going? What are we doing? Here we are. The Hierophant or Hierophant. Now then, in the traditional view of this card, the people have gone to see a priest. And there are actually sort of two people in the card who've gone to ask a priest what to do. And here, Alice is asking the grinning Cheshire Cat what to do for the best. She's the querent, if you will. And although we tend to see any kind of spiritual figure, like a priest or maybe even a reader, a medium, a psychic, whatever, we see those people as bringing in information from outside to guide us. And that's what we do. That is what we do. But really what we do is connect you to what is inside yourself, where that connects to the higher realms, you know. So any information that we bring in from the outside is meant to answer a call deep inside your own heart. So what Alice needs to do here is go her own way, her own serious way. And she's quite a serious character, Alice. This whole deck and the Wonderland books really are all about Alice turning into a woman. That's the life journey that she goes through. So is reaching a certain amount of maturity. And even though this is really, it's a time of query and not knowing which way to turn, this is actually the outcome card here. So in 2020, Aquarius, I want you to really focus on what is in the higher chakras of your own mind. That's come up again and again. The Knight of Wands, you know, you really want to know whether you want to go along with him or not, and it should be something that feels good for you if you are going to go along with him. If it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't feel right, don't go on that journey, okay? He's got a short attention span. He wants to get things done as soon as possible. That's what he's all about. What do you really need to do is focus on this Judgment card, focus on the heart symbols in this card, focus on all the healing light and energy, and focus on the idea of nature, your human nature. What do you want to do? Where do you actually want to go? It's not a selfish thing. This is all about the life journey and what you actually mean, not just to yourself, but to the people around you. Here we've got the Five of Cups saying move on at this point, and this is the heart of the matter. Never mind what's gone wrong in the past. We can't change things back to the way they used to be. You know, if someone passes away, life is always different. There's a village somewhere in the world which is known for this. And if someone passes over, if someone dies and goes to the afterlife in that village, everyone will change something in their house or their garden as an acknowledgement that nothing will ever be the same again. And that's not a bad thing. It is the nature of life, because life is change. Okay, so embrace that change and go with whatever you've got left. King of Cups here. You know, again, this is an energy that you can decide exactly how far you want to go with this character. But he does show that there's a great deal of strength behind your longings and desires in the cup there. And he does also say, you know, consult whatever oracle means the most to you, whatever you feel is actually going to bring the most understanding in your life. And the best oracle of all to consult is your own higher self, as we've got in the Hierophant here. Okay, and that's Taurus energy, by the way, that we see in the Hierophant. And whenever we've got Taurus energy, there is a choice to make. It may be a Taurian in your life, it may very well be, but even so, the sign of Taurus is all about work, work, work to get things done, or take a complete rest so that you've got the choice and you've got what it takes to actually get out and get the work done when the time is right. Only you can decide that, my friends. Okay, consult whatever you will, but do be aware that whenever we're dealing with anything psychic or anything cosmic or priestly or anything like that, it is what we believe in our own hearts that needs to be in charge, that needs to be at the front of the picture. On that note, Aquarius, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching me. Do please subscribe and tap that bell if you haven't yet. Leave me a comment, tell me about yourself. It's always good to know who's watching these videos, actually, because that you know, puts me more in touch with who I'm doing readings for. So it's always good to know. It lets me share the journey a little bit with you guys, which I enjoy doing. Share me around the internet, please, if you can as well. That's always a great thing. And, you know, give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Meanwhile, I will be back very soon with the Pisces reading for the start of 2020, and then there will be more readings. I keep on doing readings as I go. There's usually a bit of astrology 2 or 3 times a week. Whenever anything significant changes, I will do an astrology video as well. So keep it here, keep it real, keep it Twig Brother, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace.